Last year after the Euros, I took a liking to Romania. They battled through the group stages and were unlucky to lose to the Netherlands, as then I tried an FCSB rebuild, and that really worked for the channel, so guess what? We're going again with them. As last year when I rebuilt them, they finished top of the Superliga, but this year whilst recording, they have slumped to a 6th position. So I'm going to hop in, as I obviously need to help the Romanian side reach the Super League title and also the UCL. As yes people, here we go. I am very excited to be back here, rebuilding this side up, which honestly looks better than last year. I believe so anyway, and the team's not in its strongest positions, but it does have some strong players, as I have missed you, Popescu. Used to be one of the best wonder kids, as these are the ratings in the squad. Very decent, of course, but we've got a challenge today, or a few challenges. They're back as the easy objective. In the UCL final, we must have 2 youth players in the starting 11 or bench, but definitely in the starting 11 we must have 5 Romanian players to keep the Romanian theme and Romanian dream alive, as we've got to win the UCL title. Very difficult challenge, as also this one is. You'll see that one in a second, as the budget that we start with, £6 million, and we do need to get on with them youth players, as the starting academy we have, of course, doesn't consist of them, apart from Dodos, Stan, and Pavel, who aren't too good. So I'm going to restart the academy, and we already do have a scout. Niagu, 3-star. I'm actually going to trust him, as obviously we've got to send him to Romania for some talent, as let's evaluate the talent we currently have at the squad as well. I remember some of these very well, like I said. Popescu, he's a player in the team that I just want to centre, make him the main man, as this man, was he here before? Lixandru is a good player, only 23 years old. And Panti, the right back, he is only 20. And I'm definitely having him in my starting 11 for the foreseeable future, as this is the squad we start with, and you can see right now on screen we have this many Romanians, which is a decent starting number. 8 I believe it is, but the defence is where we lack players, the centre backs and left back. But then again, we can get away with it. As can we get away with this as well? Lixandru, a very good player, but drop him into the defence, and I think that looks a little more decent. As any players we can sell, well, I think the centre-backs are where we start. NG Azana is a good player, but yes, I don't want him at the club. Same with Radanovic, he's 32 years old. And Dower can definitely leave now. No joy in Joyskin. We'll get these out of the club, hopefully, if other clubs come in for them. And then check the academy, and then check the money we're left with. As also I need to check, are we actually in Europe? We are, the Europa League, and we're expected a quarter-final, you know. Not gonna be easy, but this makes things easier now. As first out the club is Joyskin Dower, going to Almeria, as then Radanovic to Estudiantes. Followed by NG, he's going to Telares, Argentina. I believe anyway, but first, we do have our academy here, and we need to promote 2 players in Ballon and Coma, as we need a left back and centre back with 11 million euros to spend, as one team with a potential player here, Nazinho at Bruges, 67 rated. Had to pay a release clause, which is a shame, but I do trust this man at only 20-year-old to definitely rise in rating. Better than what we have, which is nothing in the defence. As I'm sorry to Popescu, but he definitely needs to go next. As of course there's a really good Romanian currently playing in the Premier League, or good potential player, which is Dragusin, who we can't afford. So instead I'll go to the Polish league, because they have a decent Romanian player in Rakovitan, who I hope can actually make a difference for us. A player I never expected to see, and to be fair, he's gone up to a 71 rated. A Romanian centre-back outside of Romania, which isn't Dragusin, but has also grown decently. As the keeper's done quite decent, Lixandru hasn't, and Nazinho also hasn't. So yeah, pretty mixed bag. As you can see, I'm very happy with the striker, with Popescu. Has that special something. It didn't take long for the game to say that line. Same with Alexandru Pante. He's a brilliant player, just brilliant to increase. Same hopefully with Alexandru, but he has nothing next to his name. Not grown too much at the minute, and probably a reason he didn't get into the team. He hasn't changed to a centre-back yet. We're going to go ahead and do that one. As whilst I've gone ahead and done that one, if you guys could do me a favour as well, subscribe to the channel and hit the like button. Just absolutely smash it. You made the last FCSB rebuild the highest liked video on the channel, as can this try and beat it, because we beat everybody else. In the league phase, as the championship round, we go ahead and win that one as well, meaning in our first season, we turn them back into a winning machine. FCSB, that is, as we don't go and win the Romanian Cup. In the Cuppa Națională, we are beaten in the semi-finals. Disappointing us than the playoffs, we have nothing to do with those. Nothing more in the Superliga, but we do have something in the Europa. Qualification on our minds as 24th in the table. Does that actually put us through? I mean, we finished above the likes of Frankfurt, Hoffenheim, and Fenerbahce, as we actually won the second leg against Rangers, but on aggregate, 8-5 is a massive scoreline. To be smashed by the Scottish lads, as it's a good team all round, really. But no luck with our youngsters in Coman and also Ballon. Gonna have to work on their growth as we start season 2 with the change. Ballon to a left wing, it does take his rating up 1. But as we already know, we have Popescu, and that rating is not good enough to knock him out of the team, so back to the scout we go. Going back to Romania, as hey, the budget's higher this year, without selling a player, as 12 million euros in the bank. Not too shabby, Alonso, as one player I've not put much thought into is Musi, who didn't play in the first season despite being 20. And Olaru, our best player, he needs to change his position to a DM, really, because Tenace's in the team, although he's actually 30 years old. As another thing I've not done, as you can see, I've changed the team a little bit, but I'm gonna have to change the tactics, sticking the formation the same but going wing play. With this our shape off the ball, you can see we go very wide, stretch our team, leave the striker and Cam in the middle, but I've also got a plan with the players, and that is to sell some of the players. You can see I've got this good striker in Bellingoal. Probably said his name wrong, but a good backup is Miculescu, leaving us Popa to sell. And I do want Musi to start, as we have 3 right wingers who can all go onto the transfer list. Because this man, David Popper, is a good backup and a Popper will keep, unlike the striker, as he's 18 and definitely has some potential in the bank. Or I hope he does do anyway, as we're going to keep on selling these players. Beginning with Stefanescu, I think I've said his name incorrectly. I'm always trying to work on the names, as here's another player leaving the club. This one is Baluta, as we've almost got all our right wingers out. I think there's one more to be sold, but it's 16 million euros to spend, and I'm not waiting for the academy this year. I'll probably leave a little bit left over, but for now I'm going for a centre mid. That's got to be number 1 priority. Then maybe another centre back who's younger and can grow into the squad, as I'll trust Musi on the wing and instead go for a player that isn't starting. Over with Bayer Leverkusen, Bellingoal, the Frenchman, had to be a little bit careful because he's not Romanian and a high wage. As look at that for the youngster, he almost doubles the highest paid player. Felt we needed him though, as still we do need our wonder kids or decent players to fit on our bench or team, as Altinu. That good, I've loaned him out immediately. I need his potential up. As you might be able to tell by the graphics as well, we are in a UCL knockout round. It is a win! Oh my days, I actually didn't expect us to win that game. But we've still got a knockout round, and Copenhagen, decent team. In fact, that decent, I'm gonna scrounge around for another signing, as this man I've never heard of, but Buaudi looks brilliant. Oh, but he's on loan, and I would have loved to have him permanently in front of the other Frenchman. That would have been so good as a perfect link. As instead we've had to go for an older player but a decent one in Joshua Kitolano, who fits straight into the starting 11 and actually is a really good signing, who unfortunately isn't good enough to actually get us through into the Champions League, who unfortunately isn't good enough to give us the win over Copenhagen, but weirdly at the same time we do go into the Champions League phase. And I swear if we've won the Champions League in only our second season, now we've qualified, I would probably go ballistic. Haven't unlocked our secret challenge, but this is how the first team looks. Not happy with a few things like Bellingoal and Olaru, or their game time it seems, but I am happy with Musi, also Kante, and also the goalkeeper. Tarnavanu's done pretty well, but how is our lone boy done? 62 rated, okay, not the best, but better than what he started with, and we only need 2 on the bench. As wow, even at this stage, a 32-goal striker. Very nice, as the league should not really be any competition. I just want to keep on winning it, as 1 defeat in the initial round, and then in the championship round, 0 defeats. That's even better. Landing us back-to-back titles, but that's not the title we are after. We do want to win the big one, but we also get the Coupe Nationale. Revenge on Unith, who we beat. Get in there. As also get in there, because look at this, I'm realizing. Not in the bottom set of teams. Again, we must have finished above Frankfurt. 27th, oh my days. I'm classing that as amazing. Not just a good result, but something we should never expect. We'll see who we got 2 wins against, as we didn't actually qualify. But still, I'm absolutely buzzing. To not finish in the bottom 3 is amazing, as we beat Olympiacos, a big team. And then one from a top 5 league, we beat AS Monaco. Amazing, as one good thing but bad thing about being so good is everybody gets called up for Romania, because we've got Romanian players. And that doesn't allow me to see straight off the bat the ratings in the squad, but I have looked around and know that Sut is one of our lowest. And he could be replaced by this man, Oltinu, but he hasn't got the rating. Plus the next challenge, the locked objective is to be unlocked. As now we've made the Champions League and we've qualified it for the year after, we need to go ahead and sign the best Romanian player. That's right, we've got no control over signings for one of the first times ever. That's an objective. But the board have given us the money. As you can see, we've got £20 million. And I've got to try and go and locate him, as who's going to be the best player? Will it be Dragusin, or will it be someone like Hadji? As I've put both onto the transfer list, and now we've noticed the best one is Radu Dragusin, but a problem over his evaluation. Unless we offer 18 million, and maybe a sell-on clause could work, but no, they won't accept it. Now this is a big issue, as we really need this man, and he might cost us our best defender, which he does. I mean, he's here, and I'm really glad to have this man, but the money we've lost on him, I mean, it really isn't recoverable. As you can see, only 2 million left, and that's probably going to be spent wisely, as we could go for some coaches, but no, I'm not going to do that. Nor am I going to go for other players. I'm of course going to go to the academy and just look for another player, because honestly, that's our only option. As who's usable this year? Have we even got someone over 60? No, Lazariu, who's only 58 rated. As right, I've gone ahead and promoted him alongside a lot of other players to go into this academy, adding a long list of players there, as hopefully some of them can be loaned out, and then we can just mess with tactics. Not much to do this year, of course, not really given much choice, as that's going to be our first team, with Dragusin at right centre-back. And what I'm going to do tactically, I'm not going to stick us on counter-attack. Just going to keep balanced, but drag our line slightly back in order to be conservative, because we don't really want to concede a lot of goals. But I feel like that's good enough, so let's go ahead and stick with this. And move forward. As you can see, I've got many of our players out on loan. Just before we head into the UCL, the knockout round again, I'm nervous. But we lose, all my days. We are hammered in the second leg by Karabakh, but still, that doesn't matter too much to us. As a chance to go into the Europa League, but do we really need to do well in it? Well, maybe we should want to for money and all that good stuff. Our budget did go up last year, and this year we have Dragusin, who isn't our highest rated player. It is the goalkeeper, Tarnovanu, but then Popescu, Musi, Kante, all over 80 rated. As it screams out to me, a team that actually would survive in the Premier League. Or hopefully survive in the Premier League. Some good 80 rated players now, with some better youth coming through. In fact, that's a good one there. All my days and Ballon, he is 73 rated at UNIF. Loaned out in this division as Musi, our top scorer this year. 54 contributions in 58 games is insane. Same with our striker and Cam, and then Popescu on the other wing. This is a team in the making now of going more than the Romanian league. I just wonder what our rating was like when we just entered the Europa League, as of course we went and won the league, but by less points, and did take a defeat in the championship round, but that is another title for the best team in Romania. No offense if you support another team. Hey, I might be going back to Romania very soon to build another team if you do like this video, as we won the cup. So that is a cheeky little double, but of course we didn't make the Champions League. We made the Europa League, and wow, I did not expect this at all. Second over Liverpool, Celtic, Lille. Some really good teams further down as well. How have we pulled this one out of the bag? Skipping straight over the playoff round, and that's actually heartbreaking. Losing on penalties after drawing to a solid side. And the jumper is off. I mean business, and hopefully get some done. Yeah, we're a little bit behind where I thought we would be right now. Thought the ratings would progress a little more, especially this man, Bellingoal, now actually 22 years of age. Worrying that we haven't grown a little bit past this point right now, as 23 million, it's still not really good. Just want a little bit more, as don't we have to qualify? No? Okay, are we going straight through this time round? I mean, to be fair, I would love doing that, as we know where we need to sign as well. Centre mid is a must, and if we can hit another 80 rated player, Olaru, Bromley, and Nazinho and Bellingoal are actually all on the border, 79, so should turn 80. So yeah, Sut being replaced onto the bench, and a better DM really should make FCSB pop up the table. And by table, I mean continental table, getting through automatically, as I'm going to change the style to counter. Never really interfered with it, as everybody's on plus drills. Don't mind the defense, but I don't like the poacher role. I'll go advanced forward. That looks a little bit better. Looks more like a counter-attacking team, as do we need some youth? Or can we even find some? I'm hoping to look in other leagues. I usually wouldn't look in to find some hidden gems. Oh, as he's not 80 rated, but this man, Osorio, also looks a little bit out of our price range. But I'm gonna have to be cheeky. We have to improve this team right now. 20 million euros plus a 25% sell-on clause. Nope, not gonna work. Okay, we're not gonna get this one. So maybe we aim a little bit lower, go for a PSG player at the moment. And we do get this one. Actually, bang on his evaluation. Very happy with that. The only problem was his wage, which in itself ate up 3 million profits. And then profits have to go straight into signing some contracts up, because we could lose some first team players like Octavian Popescu and the goalkeeper Tarnovu, who I was thinking about selling. But he is a Romanian player, 6'6", 27-year-old. Can't afford to lose him, but one player we might have to is Olaru, the captain, who has himself on the transfer list. So we'll have to get him sold, and he's the captain, so it hurts me. But 21 million for an aging player who wanted to leave is very good money, so we're basically where we started. 21 million, I think we started with 23, and now we need a new midfielder. Cam or centre mid? Ibrahim Maza looks like an absolutely great replacement. 15.8, okay, that is fair enough, you know. As we bring Maza in as a mentor for our young players, and also hope he can do something in Europe. Gotta trust what we have, as I do want to see how Mazza did. He's hit an 80 rating, as the team doesn't look bad at all. Dragushin now 85 rated, captain of the whole entire club. Musi's hit an 85, very happy with our wingers. As on the other side, Popescu, a gem in this FIFA and FIFAs before. And our goalkeeper, Tarvanu, he's gone to an 86. Very good. I like the ratings of the first team players. I want them to continue to grow, but as you can see, there is a drop-off in ratings after 75. Vladimirescu is one of our best players. He's one of our youth players, 70 overall. But if we are to win the UCL, we need better than 70. As goal scoring wise, it is Bellingoal again top scorer. Musi is second, and Popescu, they both got 19. And both got to an 85 rating as 65 points. I thought it should be more, but only one defeat in the championship round. Very nice, so that's a cup, and we are going to add another cup, because as you can see on screen, the Coppa Nazionale is also one. So that is 2 trophies, and I didn't see us on the qualifying screen, but you can see right here in the league phase, 12th is a decent finish. 1 defeat, and I'm going to check in a moment who that was to. As Milano 6-0, we beat AC Milan 6-0 on aggregate. Unbelievable. I know they're struggling a little bit in real life, and oh my days, Madrid, we beat them 4-1 in 1 leg. Amazing, and 5-5. But shouldn't that go to penalties as we check the next leg? Okay, Real Madrid have just gone through naturally. Why haven't we gone through? We literally drew to them. We came back gloriously. Doesn't show up any penalties, and somehow we are out of there. Feels a little bit unjust, but I can't believe what we did in the UCL. There's the 2 legs against Milano, you can see. 2-0, 4-0. We beat Porto on that screen, and our 1 defeat was to a good club. Napoli 3-1 away from home. Fantastic, and as I expect, and as I am proven, a higher finish in the Champions League has contributed towards a bigger budget. 39 million, which is good, but also bad, because as you will see now on screen, we have 6 Romanians. All being our good players, but if we are to replace a player right now, we've got to be really careful and possibly replace a player we've just signed. Because Mazza, it's a 22-year-old, does really want to stay in this team. But in my head, I just think we can get better, and he is the natural choice to replace. But then on the bench, we've got Miculescu, who's 68 rated, Alsan, who needs to go. Also, Vladimirescu, not very good. Yes, he is a youth player, so we'll keep him around, and yeah, we need some bench players. Definitely need to work on our swaps, as I haven't touched the academy in a while. And contracts, right, we do have Dragosine running out. We've got our top striker, so I'm going to sign these up straight away, try and get them relatively cheaper. And hey presto, everybody signed up apart from these 3 who we're selling. Want to make every penny we possibly can with this squad right now. As Ballon, I'm going to take off being a cam and just train him as a left wing. He probably stays on the bench. He's 21. He's not going to grow in a different position. Plus, he has the pace, so let's not mess the youngster about. Instead, let's sign a player that's going to replace Mazza in the first team, as yes, he's only 20-year-old. And Almeida is actually 28. Maybe it is just a bench cam. We might not have to replace the first team, but we'll still get one with potential as Gabriel Missoy. £10 million on the dot is a very good amount of money. Plus, he's 22-year-old, so like Mazza, he's pretty young. A year older than Ballon, but it's another 75 onto the bench. As now, if we just go for a striker and a centre-back, we're probably clear. And maybe another keeper, but to be fair, we've got one of the best going at an 86 rated, and 25 million's not much. Have to stop thinking about, you know, getting quality players all around and covering the vitals with Tyler Binden the first one, or the second one, but you know, they've literally just turned us down. After we offered his evaluation, Lazio just say no. And we've got to really try and find cheap, because I want to put most of the money into a striker. As Alexandra Bush, he can just sit on that bench with his physical and take his chance when he gets it, which hopefully is in the league, because we want our players to be rested from the league for the Champions League. For Europe, as talking about a good backup option. Sasa Kalajic. If this man just grows a little more, he'd be a really good asset. Plus, he'd probably go through the roof. Because the striker sits at a healthy 6'7". Fingers crossed on some luck this year, as we'll start with the boring statistics. Winning the league as always, 76 points. That's a whole lot better. And then 56 points in the championship round. Do we really need to put another trophy in? Because there's not been a season without it. And the Coppa Națională. We actually haven't won each and every time. And we squeezed through on penalties, but we've done the double again. However, I'll keep you in suspense for the final thing we have to check, the Champions League, as this is the team that's gone into it. Dragusin 89, he's took over Tarnavanu, who somehow is 88. And he wasn't even a young player. Toldi keepers can grow at any rate, as Mars has gone a lot better, Musi Panti, but also Popescu on that left wing. Bench is looking kinda good. If we flip that round, that is perfect. A few more increases to that, and we're probably Champions League worthy. Just the first team to improve right now, as look at some of the ratings. I hate to say it, but left in the dust is our striker, Daniel Bergley, who got 19 goals this season, and that's less than one of our midfielders, and also 11 less than Alexandru Musi. Took a lot to actually get stuff out of him, as this is a lot of goals. 6 for our centre-back, Jean-Louel Belosian, and 5 for Ballon, as I've just remembered. I made a switch on the bench. I'll have to switch it back for our youth players' sake, as there we go. We finished 7th, which I believe puts us straight through. It does, because we are not there. We're here in the round of 16, and we are beating Leipzig. A Red Bull clubbers, don't you worry. A Red Bull save is coming very soon. As we go ahead and beat City as well. 3-1, nilling them at home. Oh, but revenge from Milano. That hurts. 3-1 on aggregate. We actually showed we can compete. As look at that for a finale by a Leverkusen and Milano. I might sound very selfish here, but I think our squad is as good as those two. As with Champions League success, we will still call it that at the moment. Our budget should be bigger, and it is 67 million. And that mistake I just talked about, I do have to change these around to have 2 youth players at the ready for when we eventually do get into the final, which is hopefully sooner rather than later. All these players down here we could probably sell or loan as the first team. It really has to be a striker, don't it? He's been brilliant for us, and it hurts. Mazza's 23 though, and Nazinho could move. 25, 83 rated. As again, got to be careful if we do take Bergley out of the squad, because we would need a Romanian. As let's check the Romanian players again. Curiosity gets the better of me, as I've seen a 76 right there. Daniel Bolocca, he's 30, he's useless. To us, I should say, as I wish I would have spotted this man a little bit earlier. Andrei Borza, he's a young left-back prospect. There's another one right there as well, Ovidiu Booker, and a striker if we would have spotted him in Rares Burnett. Ah, well, we missed him, as this is the best player I could find, currently not at the club, and it's Constantin Grameni, who I remember signing in my last save. As where is the man I want to get here? Here he is. It is Victor Roque. Now, I know what you're thinking, Max. He's completely out of your price range, but he's got a 1-year deal left, and plus, he's at Bournemouth, a club I really don't think he fits, as what is this for an offer? 75.5 million from Wolves for Nazinho? Wolves have literally had money trouble from spending too much on no good players, but they've seen a Portuguese man and they've just gone, we'll have him, and taken him, as in the meantime, I did transfer list our striker, Daniel, as you can see, and he actually wouldn't mind leaving. Fair enough, I thought he'd moan, so we've just gone ahead and sold him for a staggering 87.5 to Fenerbahce over in Turkey, giving us the time to try and swoop in to go ahead and get Victor Roque, but they've rejected 100 million. Are Bournemouth really okay? Rejecting 30 million. The cheek of it. I just thought it was a good deal. As another good deal is a half-price player, Marcus Leonardo. Or almost half-price. We actually ended up paying 63 million. Crazy. As next up, I want an experienced player who's been around the leagues, and they don't come better than Dest. 45 million for the USA international, who doesn't come alone alongside Camilo and this man Arjni, giving us more than enough money to just pile back into our contracts, apart from the big man Sasa, who hasn't grown at 32. As one step to go. One. We only need the UCL now. We signed the most expensive Romanian in Dragusin, and he's alongside Popescu, the highest rated, Musi, who is 90, Tarvanu 89, and Kante the same. 5 Romanians that start and are all, of course, essential, as Musi was the top scorer with Leonardo in second place. As this is it on paper, as you can see, a very good team. Bench, on the other hand, kinda could still do with work. Not many high rateds, but hopefully this first team carries it through. With 3 90s in Romania, this team is incredible. As we could also do with a more favourable run in Europe, because the games we've had have always been difficult. Man City we beat. And yes, I am aware I'm showing you us win the league again, as it's kind of getting repetitive. We are just the best team going. But no, the Cupa Națională, we don't actually win it this year. CFR Cluj are the victors. If you want to see them get rebuilt, comment below, as we didn't make a semi. We didn't make the quarterfinals. We were knocked out in the round of 16. Mind-blowing, especially when you look at the UCL. We go unbeaten and Spurs win the league phase. No offense to Tottenham, but I don't think they will win it at all. They had to go to penalties, as us above squeeze through. What a game against Sociedad, as Spurs out, us through. We beat Monaco 4-1, a team I think we should be beating. As then we got Belasian's ex-club by a Leverkusen, beat them 3-2 as Paris beat Inter, to give us this as a finale, and all my days, PSG. I know our team is good, but is it PSG worthy? I'm hoping so, as we're going to stick with this tactic we've gone with, and hope our wide shape just helps us get round them. Yeah, with such a difficult opponent, I'm going to try and stick a philosophy in here. Play a certain way, and that's playing wide with the fullbacks. As we're chasing around a little bit, Javi Guerreiro skipped past us, but that leads to nothing as Dest cut inside right here. Now Dest into Mazza. Look at the movement from Marcus Leonardo. Tries to get around the defender. This is a bit against our philosophy. Going through the middle as the shot straight at Donnarumma. Incredibly poor from us, as Moscardo, one of our players, playing his former club, as PSG with the ball here. Valverde skips around as we've lunged in and wide. How lucky do you want to be? They should be 1-0 up already. Terrible footballers. Now we need to try and do something. Marcus Leonardo cuts inside with a decent run here. The Brazilian, if he can Travella this from outside of the box. We could have had an early goal, but they've actually made a mistake right here. And Mazzo with the shot. It's hit a hand anyway. Singo with the block. And, oh, is it even in the box? I'm going to use this as a moment to say, do I keep handball switched on? I've heard in the comments I should switch them off, as Mazza, you don't save that one. Purely top bins. Our Algerian maestro slides to his knees. FCSB 1-0 up against Paris. And we celebrate on the sidelines with our youth players. Look at this. I want to see it from his POV. Look at that top ins. Post and in. We're going to call him the postman because he hits the post and he also delivers, as I wanted to get rid of him at some point like 2 seasons ago. However, here come PSG right at the end of the half. It's Christian Pulisic, and wow, we're lucky not to handle the ball. I thought we had, as now second half, if we just stick to our game plan, move it to Popescu, probably my favourite Romanian player, and he can do the magic. Look at that for a turning from our 10. The shot on the angle, so close to a second, which we're unlucky not to leap upon. As now we'll go to the left-hand side with Dest. Serginho Dest skips around his man and a man in the middle. What a save, Donnarumma. We need this second goal very soon, or they will actually come back, as if I pass this shot, we're already out wide. Can we dribble in? We know Popescu can hit a finesse as he's on his left foot this time. Good save again. And time ticking down for them as Kitolano again. We're not out wide this time, but Mazza through the middle. Good shot. Which gives us another chance to try this with Popescu, or maybe not. Maybe Dragusin, the centre-back. Give it back to Popescu now, who tries his luck again, as this is it. Third time lucky. Octavian Popescu with the angle, and we win a pen. Well, this is very lucky, isn't it? Handball twice in the finale. As Mazza up again, and I know what I'm doing with this one. He's got to beat Donnarumma. That really didn't work out, did it? Unfortunate from us, as now Valverde goes to the other side, and it's headed in. Oh my days! Robert is the goal scorer! From going and missing a penalty to conceding at the other end. The game was never over, and how funny is it when I say we're going to play out wide, they score from a cross from out wide. As we need to bring on a little more urgency. Come on right now, it's Mazza, who could play this over the top. He does to Musi, who can just run at them right here. We do have Marcus Leonardo, who gets the ball in the middle. It is saved by Donnarumma, who gifts PSG, practically gifts them with a penalty save as well, extra time. Has come on, play the ball. That is a bad foul. Oh my days, and it's a red card. I never thought that was a red card. Enzo Fernandez is off the field. Better late than never, I guess. Because before you know it, it's penalties, and we don't take advantage of the extra man. What is that? Terrible pass, but we win the ball back, and we are out wide with a ball to the back stick. It is Popescu trying to get that winning goal. Come on, we're the only team really trying at the moment, as that is a bad back pass. Popescu, we have to take the chance. He runs through right here, and the ball into Musi. A Romanian link-up in extra time when they are down to 10 men. Our two best players. It came from pressure. It is a brilliant goal. And when I said wing play, I didn't mean winger to winger. I meant playing down the wings. There's nothing really happening. In the second half, Xavi Simons takes the ball, but the game is called off by the ref. And FCSB have done it, winning the Champions League against one of the best teams in Europe. Or the most expensive ones. As comment below if you do want to see another Romanian rebuild. And don't forget to smash a like, as click here for 2 different rebuilds.